film produced in the 90s is making its national debut with a special screening in the Poconos.
This is the first time the film is ever being shown. Pocono Cinema and Cultural Center on South Cortlandt Street in East Stroudsburg will screen Crackdown, Big City Blues starting at 7 Friday night. The anti-drug film follows the story of a community in New York driving local drug dealers out of town during the crack epidemic of the 90s. Creators say even though the movie goes back nearly 30 years, the message is still relevant today.
If you're going to put the movie out, I want to do something with it as far as with meaningful that's going to help the community. So we plan to have a screening here.
All proceeds from ticket sales will be donated to the Carbon Monroe Pike Drug and Alcohol Commission.
Big stars of Crackdown.
The movie is about a small community in New York City, Brooklyn,
rather.
trying to push the drug dealers out.
Mm-hmm.
It took place during the late 80s,
Of
the story, but we shot it in 1990 and finished it in 1991. But it's been sitting on the shelf, so now it's finally getting its release here. You'll be able to buy it on Blu-ray through Amazon. You can pre-order it, or you can watch it on Bounce, Brown Sugar.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be on streaming sites and cable TV.
Now, what were some of the influences that made you pick up the pen to even pen this movie?
Well, I didn't write the movie. The director wrote the movie.
Okay.
And he's deceased. He died in 1997.
Oh, wow. Rest in peace. R.I.P., yeah.
Right. But he wrote it, produced and directed, and I was the co-producer on it.
All right, cool.
This is the cable.
I'd like to welcome you all. This movie, wow, was the very beginning for quite a few of us. The director and the producers saw something in myself that I didn't even know that I had. I get a little emotional because, again, this was a long time ago, and you know, some of the cast members are no longer here. On my behalf, I've got to let you know, you're probably going to see some bad acting, because remember, I just got started. But Mr. Coates White is. I just want to say first off that, believe me when I tell you, Stu didn't do a bad job. And it is an emotional thing, but the point is we got through it. It was my first stunt coordinating job. I'm a martial artist since I'm 3 years old, gymnast, dancer, professional ballet dancer, the whole nine. So getting me is a weird kind of vibe because the stunt coordinator never knows what to do with me. He's like, do we put him in a tutu or? But, what was beautiful for me was Paul was a teacher. He taught us.
I stifle you as far as your creativity. And when a certain thing, and I'm not belittling that. That's what the budget wants, and that's what the company wants. So we really loved independent films because you got to show your stuff. You got to be creative. And Paul would ask you, what do you think about those lines? And should we change those lines? But we loved the stunt part. So one time Paul had told us, he goes, okay, Steve, you died, but before you die, you got to say some words. I was like, what? Just kill me off. Don't worry. I don't want to say a word. No, you got to act. Continuity.
And now it's my pleasure just to introduce the producer of this movie, who is a very good friend of Paul De Silva. He also was a New York City detective, as I was. I got him by 15 years. But he was in narcotics for 5 years. You have to imagine those that know anything about New York, especially Brooklyn, to be in narcotics for 5 years. As the Jewish people say, that takes chutzpah. So without any further ado, Mr. Fraser Prince.
Thank you all for coming out, and I also thank Stu Large, Coates White, Stephen A. Young, some of the cast from the stars of Crackdown, Big City Blues. So I thank you all for taking your time out and coming down here. And also I'd like to thank the audience for taking your time and coming out here. Basically, I hope you enjoy it, but it's about the community banding together to run the drug dealers out of the community.
Don't come for the queen. I ain't that type of your queen's good as prize. So don't act like you ain't gonna be down beside. Cause baby, I'ma show you. If you don't know that I'ma show you. Cause I'm a bad mother for you. I got some real things to show you. Cause that's a real one. You're a real OG.
I'm a faith community nurse out of Allentown, Pennsylvania, and I have two offices, one of Sacred Heart and one of Our Lady Help of Christians. And my job is to deal with the after effects. Once, drugs, the way a drug addict looks is not what we see in this movie anymore. They're your moms, they're your sisters, they're your pastors, they're your priests. The drug of choice now is your Percocet and your OxyContin. The drug dealers is Pfizer, Baxter, your doctor's office. There's no longer the crack dealer in the corner, but it's your local pharmacist at CVS saying, you know what, let me do you a favor and call your doctor up to get something better for you, which is strong so you can get addicted. We have a large opioid problem here in Luzerne County and Allentown. And once you leave this Pocono area, you see it. All that. The important thing, what are we doing as our neighbor? What are we doing as our best friend that's addicted to oxycodone or the Percocets, right? That they're crushing it and or Xanax and they're having it with a glass of wine. You need to talk with them. You need to tell them there's a better way and give them the alternatives. I'll leave my phone number if you know anybody that's addicted to drugs and they want to deal with me. My number is 609-827-0982. Like I said, I'm out the churches, and let's start becoming solution-oriented. Stop looking, stop pointing fingers, and let's just get together, love each other, and help one each other out.
Thank you all for coming out. I just want to say a special thanks to the cast people. And where's David? Okay, David is here, Paul De Silva's brother. And all of the cast members of Crackdown. I want to acknowledge Hank. We used to work together in narcotics. We did the streets of New York. Right? That's right. And also Sam. Crackdown Big City Blues screening at the Pocono Cinema and Cultural Center. We're at a full house tonight. Seemed like everyone enjoyed the film. And make sure you catch it at a city near you. It's going to be available on Blu-ray. You can pre-order it on Amazon.com, or you can see it on a streaming site, Bounce TV/Brown Sugar.
The light also. Look at the cameras. You have the light.
All right.
chat? Okay, tweet.